So, if you guys watched my prediction video, you know I got a few things right. Do you want to find out what I got right? Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting Geek Variants breakdown of episode 5 of Obi-Wan, and with me, as always, our fearless leader, Will Parker.
Man, I'm here. I'm with it.
And before we get going, be sure to hit the subscribe button to check out all of our other amazing content we got going on. We got The Boys, we got Ms. Marvel coming up next. We have Obi-Wan right now. We got a lot of good stuff coming for you guys. Will, as our new Star Wars fan, what do you got to say about the series so far?
Series so far is going. So that we had a bit of a dry patch right there, going 3 into 4, and this one really ramped it up. For me, getting to see the climax. It wasn't really a slowdown here. I got to see some of the stuff I've been wanting to see, and it was glorious. So I'm very happy with this episode of where it's going so far.
And I think most Star Wars fans like myself, who've been around here for a while now, liked what we saw. I predicted most of what I saw so far. So in that regard, I'm really, really happy. There are a couple key changes to things that I predicted overall. But I like that Disney was a little bit more bold with their character design than they normally are. I will say, though, that Reva's story is eerily similar to Finn's in the fact that, there's this dark side character secretly being a good guy the whole time. It's like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. I don't believe that. So that's kind of where my head's at with that. I thought this character was going to be a little bit more than what it is. I think the actor's doing a phenomenal job. I just think Disney's trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat when we've seen this trick before. You got any other major thoughts?
I mean, I know a lot of people were praising her character and her, kind of getting in there, but yeah, I kind of feel like she was a bit tropish. We kind of knew first off with the flashbacks and stuff like that, like, yeah, she was the girl, she's there and she's angry. So she's going to do whatever she can to get to the top to get what she needs to get done. But the way that they kind of did it with the fake out, with the death and the setup just felt really boring because even though, he died, so that like I wasn't surprised when he showed up. I'm like, yeah, that seems about right. And then yeah,
For
it
like
just kind
casual fans, like you didn't care about him at all, and I get it. For those of us who watched Rebels, that was a big thing because you just retconned all of Rebels. If this held up, but in the prediction video, I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna hold up. There's no way they're gonna retcon a whole series because then Ahsoka's whole thing completely changes. Everything with Ezra changes. Grand Admiral Thrawn changes, and so on and so forth. It's too big of a domino piece just to be like haphazardly knock over. So Disney's bait and switch. Not really a bait and switch if I saw you moving from over here to over here. There was nothing you did there that was brilliant. And I've been really hard on Marvel recently for following tropes. And here we go with Star Wars.
It's playing chess. Like you because of how versed you are with this series and everything that goes on in Star Wars, is like I'm sitting there, I'm on the front lines, I'm one of the pawns. I'm watching this going on, trying to figure out what's happening. Like you're looking down at the chessboard, you already see several moves ahead, so you see what's happening. And that's why when old boy showed up, and that's one thing that I did think about, was like, okay, well, a lot of stuff that y'all talked about with me is kind of hinging off of what Rebels and stuff and all the stuff that's going forward. So they can't get rid of him. So I was kind of thinking like, oh, maybe he's in a back to tank somewhere or something like that. And, Vader's going to come back and give him his pin after he disposes of whatever's going on. That's kind of where I was going in my head. But tomato, same thing roughly happened. Just so it
I
is
feel
what
like
it
it's
is.
adorable that they have to give them like little pins to signify that you are the Grand Inquisitor. It's like that's kind of stupid. Like with all of this, you could have literally had Reva kill any number of other Inquisitors, any number of them. You didn't have to be the Grand Inquisitor. It could have been just enough to get on Vader's radar. Like, yo, you're power hungry. I like this. And it wouldn't have had to do anything to retcon what's going on. It didn't have to be the Grand Inquisitor. It could have been anybody. Someone who doesn't even have a story fleshed out or nothing else going on. Instead, you tried swinging for the fences, and I'm looking at you like you do not have enough muscle mass to hit a home run. This is it's kind of weak. It's the only major qualm I have in this series so far. Is like Vader being able to pull down a starship. That was freaking fantastic.
Oh, that was
I
glorious.
cannot say enough great things about that because, like, the main reason Star Wars fans want Star Killer from the amazing game series of Force Unleashed, the dude pulled a Star Destroyer from space with his just literally just using the Force, and that is a Force feat that is just chef's kiss, phenomenal. Great games if you haven't played them, by the way.
Oh yeah, it just dropped back on PlayStation with the new PlayStation tier system. So they just put it back on there as far as their like streaming and stuff. If you're on the highest tier, I think. So I'm definitely going to replay it again, but I got to play Fallen Order first. So definitely with that. But now him doing that was great because the entire time that Vader was on the field is like when put it this way, and I'm going to compare Vader to the Queen piece and stuff like that. Like once she's on the field and she's moving, she's doing damage. And that's exactly what Vader was doing. Like he was out there doing damage. He's like, I'm beelining, the hell with these doors. Yo, get over here. Rip that door off. Like he's ready to go to work. And even when it got down to dealing with her, he's like, yeah, I saw this coming. And he's sitting there just sidestep, sweep, whatever. Give me that. Snap. Come on. Try it. Try it.
Because literally Vader was so far ahead of her. He was literally toying with her, and like everyone's like, "Oh, the choreography was so bad." No, the choreography was brilliant because it showed that he was just okay. She's gonna do this. I need to do that. La da 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 da. It's like I've beaten people who are far superior than you'll ever be. Why am I wasting my time? Get out of here, trash. It's like when you and me played Destiny and we fought on Crucible. You're hella good. I'm garbage. It's not really a match. You're just like, I'll humor you, but
Yeah,
why?
it was fantastic for everything it was, and I absolutely adored how they really got Vader in. I'm glad we got the little bit of flashbacks. I mean, it was a simple flashback, but got to see Hayden Christensen, kind of doing his thing, and the storytelling that goes along with it, I thought was good because I'm still trying to put together the backstory of everything and how. Because let's be honest, 1, 2, and 3, they give you enough, but because Vader is such a complex character in terms of what's going on in his head, I want as much information as possible to kind of know where he's at because I think this is the fun period from where he became Vader to whenever we see him in
A New Hope,
the last 3 movies and stuff, or the first 3 movies.
the original three.
This is where like a lot of fun is going to happen with him for me, where I'm really going to see him, do some stuff. So, and I don't want this to be the last time I see him because I don't know if they're going to, are they doing a season 2? I don't know. We're going to see how all this stuff
There have
turns
been
out.
several rumors.
Yeah, so we're going to see how this turns out. But like, I want more Vader. Like, I don't care about Obi-Wan like that. Like, no offense to Obi-Wan, but damn it, I want more Vader. Like, this is what I
Well,
want
we
to.
wanted more Boba Fett. And we know how that went. We got the
I, I,
Mandalorian
I
season
did.
3 got started in that. So careful what you wish for. Disney's done an amazing job of redeeming Darth Vader. It's like Darth Vader is one of the most iconic horror style characters because literally you just hear him breathing. You just whatever you're doing, you're like, well, I'm boned. You just know exactly this. It's not a chance of you surviving. It's like running into Freddy or running into Jason. You're just like, that's all, folks. They've done a fantastic job with Vader. I really, really like this series overall. Going into the series, I gave it like a solid somewhere in the 80s range. Now we're getting pretty close to the high 80s where I only have a couple things to complain about. But again, I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm going to complain. How do you feel as a newer Star Wars fan?
On a 1 to 10 right now, if I base it on Obi and Vader and how they're doing things, who's the main characters about the stuff, like I said, I definitely give it, it's 8. I think that, Reva, again, in the beginning, she was good, but she's kind of one note and it's not really doing anything for me. And the background characters are just kind of blah. And that's the thing with this, like even C3PO and R2D2 and stuff like that. They weren't main players, but they had personality to where you cared about the characters. You seen Chewie every so like you cared
Yeah, I
about
don't
him.
care about Kumar. I didn't care about the chick that died at all.
Yeah,
The
like I
Grand
have
Inquisitor's
no.
death was meaningless. As like the actress is playing Carrie Fisher, playing Princess Leia is doing a fantastic job. But like we know she's saved, so it's like I'm not invested.
Yeah, so it's like
Even when the
cool.
robot died, I was like, that was probably the most I was shook this episode. I was like, ah, damn, I like that robot.
I
Like
mean,
he had no
even
chill. I was like, he was down for the cause. I'm with that.
all right. So and speaking of him down, I'm gonna hit on this real quick. All right, when the battle started, first off, they firing them cannons at the door, and the entire time she could have just cut a hole in this thing and just went through. Like, why she
Qui-Gon
go?
was the first one that thought of that from Phantom Menace, so that was a nice little homage there. But at the same
Like,
time, it's like, why didn't we start with this?
yeah. Well, why did you leave with this? Like, there's first off, why didn't you leave with this? This could have been done and over with as far as them getting in. Second, when they came in, for you being in that close quarters, I don't care how bad they talk about stormtroopers missing targets. To be in that close quarters and only like one person had a shield and everyone else is just swinging mallets and whatever else they can find with a couple of blasters or crossbows and stuff like that. Like they were dodging bullets like they're in the freaking Matrix. Like, ain't no way you could be like, I'm 3 feet from you and I can't hit you.
Because
No.
like bullets in our time period are fast. I'm assuming because this is the future that lasers would be faster. So
No.
there's no way.
Right when
There's
they're
something
walking
about this is
away.
wrong. I totally get stormtroopers are bad. They're basically as bad as the red suits from Star Trek. Sorry if I got that wrong. I think it's the red suits, but they're just useless. They should have kept the clones. I don't care what Palpatine's motive was. It was like
Yeah,
the
I
clones
mean,
could have done a number. I
it
don't
was
really have anything else I gotta add to this episode. I'm afraid it's like that. I have to agree with you on that one as much as I don't want to be.
yeah.
It's like I have a couple friends who are ex-military. They always roast Star Wars fight scenes, and the points they usually bring up very valid. I just gotta say,
Yeah. So other than that, like I said, I think it was one of the best episodes so far. So I'm just waiting for us to get 6. Like I said,
going into the finale
prediction.
strong.
Hey, the ships behind them, they're going in. I'm like, are we gonna get a space battle? Like, are they gonna like board each other and or somebody's gonna freaking fight? Like, are we gonna get like a classic? Vader gets smacked out into space and has to recover like the movie with like with the TIE fighters and stuff. So it's like I don't know. Like, let's
There's
see.
a lot to look forward to. Again, guys, if you aren't subscribed already, be sure to do so. Check out all the other amazing content we got here on Geek Variants. Usually you, me, Will, Tony, the gang. Come enjoy. See you for Miss Marvel next.